Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a super light version of Tito Clock. I know we keep saying that every week. We say the same thing, but you know what? Just when we're trying to reformat, we still have some commitments that are still in the pipeline, and people we need to speak to that we want to learn from. Some giveaways. We've still got some Free Black Friday stuff. So I guess until we can kind of sort of sort all that out first, and then we'll come up with a rebrand for Tito Clock. So yeah, sorry, no more false alarms, okay? This is gonna be, it's not the original version of Tito Clock anyway. We're just doing a super light version using the same time slot. But promise that rebranding will be coming soon, sometime your way. All right. Okay. With all that out of the way, all those disclaimers, welcome. We're going to be here for just a short little while. We've got a great little prize to give away. We've also got a very interesting guest that we're going to be talking to, who's going to be showing us how to use our cars, turning them from what used to be or normally is a depreciating asset into an appreciating asset simply by using the ORCR. And so you might want to start a business, you might get a loan to do something. Well, we'll learn all about that a little bit later on. But for now, let's kick things off with just what we've got for Free Plug Friday, because this is also part of the commitment that we just cannot have the heart to let down anybody, because we've already, this is something that we've started in the pandemic, and it means a lot to us. It means a lot to the community. So we'll continue to do this. So for that, we need XX. What you got in the box there, X?
Hi, DJs, and hello, everyone. Hello, Tito Clockers. Welcome to a light edition of Free Plug Friday. So we're just gonna come out and say it's light, guys. So, guys, before we start, please remember, if you guys want to be a part of it, don't forget to send a message on Tito James's Instagram page at Deaconitis. It's actually scrolling down below, so I'm just gonna quickly show myself. So it's scrolling down below. If you want to be a part of it, just send a message on Deaconitis. Again, be a part of Free Plug Friday. It's for free. So, guys, the first thing that we're gonna show you guys is Cedar & Co. So, Tito James, there's like a box to your right, a big box. It probably looks exactly like this.
Okay.
Oops, okay. That's showing too much information. All right. Tito James, Cedar & Co. Actually, Tito James, just a little bit of background. They offer, okay, anyone care to make a guess? But if not, okay, they offer shoe trees. Hello, Mayanne. Nice to see you here despite the light version of Tito Clock. Of course, Chris Williams and everyone else. Guys, what they offer are these shoe trees. So that's obviously made of, is that correct, Tito James? Cedar? Is that the way it's
Cedar,
pronounced?
yeah. That's what I'd say.
All right. So cedar, actually, the benefits of having a cedar shoe tree has benefits, just of course, one, the smell, right? It gives your shoes an aromatic cedar scent. So that's what it leaves. Apart from that, they also absorb the moisture inside your shoes, especially if you have, well, not really sweaty feet. Would you say, is that the right term, Tito James?
Yeah, that'll do. 20 feet.
Yeah, that'll do. And of course, it keeps your shoes in its natural shape. And like what Tito James said and what he smelled, it has a really, really beautiful... Oh, yes, you are 100% correct about the scent.
Really good. Now, they also put this in there, so...
Yes. So apart from shoe trees, Tito James, they actually offer other products such as those dried lavender, that's actually 99 pesos per sachet. They also offer other things such as cedar balls, that is 59 pesos for 6 pieces, and they even have shoe horns. So let me just quickly show you here, because we literally just took this out of the box minutes before we went live. So I think this is a shoe horn, Tito James, right? What did you get?
Nice.
A brush. Wow, that's so beautiful. You see that detail there, guys. So, guys, if you guys want to check them out, you can check them out on their Facebook page, Lazada page, or on their Facebook, Instagram, and Lazada. It's now scrolling down below. It's Cedar & Co. on Lazada and Facebook, and it's Cedar Co. PH on Instagram. So I'm going to quickly show the logo so you guys make sure to check them out. What's your feedback about these types of things, DJs, about shoe care in general?
Well, I would definitely say, shoes make the man. and the woman.
Oh.
That's the unisexing. They make the man and the woman. So a really good pair of shoes can set you back anywhere from 10,000 and above, right? Depending on the kind of branding you want and all that. But you got to take care of them properly. And I've started using the shoe trees ever since I got the connoisseur shoes. Remember
Oh, yes.
Even wrapped
Yes.
off a set. And
Yes.
those are handmade
Those are
shoes
beautiful.
they're beautiful shoes from Marikina. And it came with, well, not a Cedar and Co version of it. It came with just a tree that looked a little like this. So it did have
Okay.
also this suspension. So the importance is you're protecting that investment. You're keeping the shoes. As an adult, shoes should already last a lifetime. I mean, definitely at my age, in your 40s, 30s, 40s,
Quality.
a really good pair of leather shoes. I'm not talking about runners and stuff like that. A really good pair of leather shoes should last you a lifetime if you take care of it properly. So I'm all for this. I'm all
Exactly.
for this.
And what's good about Cedar and Co, Tito James, is they actually ask your shoe size to make sure that the shoe tree fits perfectly. Of course, if you get the wrong size, it's going to do the
Yeah.
opposite of what's supposed to do to your shoes, right? It's not going to keep the
of course,
shape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
So yeah,
guys,
very, very nice. But really,
So,
what
guys,
we can't
yeah.
see and what we can't explain is that smell. The smell is
oh, it's not cute.
heavenly.
But the smell,
Like
I am not kidding.
I got a foot fetish now, but yeah.
Kind of looks weird, but then, oh, wait, Christian, hello. So, guys, price starts at 1,399 pesos for a shoe tree. And again, you can check out other products such as their brush, dried lavender, and even their cedar balls. So, again, you can check them out scrolling down below. You can send them a message, try to ask if they have any promos, etc. I hope you can check them out. Okay, Tito James, last but not the least, we go to Love Burgers. This is so random. So, from shoe trees to food. This is it's a random Free Plug Friday, guys. So Love Burgers actually is a garage-based burger joint that's inspired by the US burger chains like Five Guys and Shake Shack, and they use Wagyu beef and locally sourced potato buns and fresh vegetables. So you have two burgers there, but I believe it's the OG burger and the cheeseburger that both come with a side of fries. But for someone like me, they send a chicken burger because they know that I don't eat beef and pork. So thank you, guys. So you might want to try a bite while it's still fresh, Tito James. It actually arrived just a little bit after lunchtime, so you might want to show them,
Okay. So
you know, zoom
yeah.
in there on the burger.
let me just all right. So yeah, just take into account it arrived during lunchtime. So this is it has not kept
That is what-
the
So
proof.
if that's the OG burger, Tito James, that's actually made up of Wagyu beef patty. Well, all their patties are made up of Wagyu. Just look at him. He's just enjoying it while I'm talking over him. And it has American cheese, crispy bacon strips, lettuce, grilled onions, tomatoes, love sauce. I don't know what the love sauce is, but could you explain? Do you feel the love? Do you feel love? The love. Even if it's not even Valentine's month.
Man, I'm feeling the love.
Good?
I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling feeling the heart. I'm feeling all those gains in the gym going.
Is it plummeting? You
It's
can
really
feel
good.
that. Yeah, we can feel that when you run again. That's gonna be the burger.
Now I love burgers. I'm a real burger
That's
fan.
true.
That is an exceptionally good burger. It's along the lines of the Five Guys and the In-N-Outs and the Shake Shacks. but
Oh wow,
yeah,
you're familiar with Five Guys.
very much. And every time
Oh,
I
I've
go
never
to
heard of them.
California, especially, it's In-N-Out because they don't serve that around the eastern states. Just
Oh,
Cal-
interesting.
it's hard to get. Now we've got some that have kind of are starting to get there over here, but this is probably
Yes.
the best I could
Really?
say so far. Yeah,
Either
yeah.
James, just to remind you, this is a garage-based burger joint. They don't even have a brick and mortar store anywhere. And to imagine, like, this is actually
Exactly,
the
you don't need
cheap
it.
burger.
It's
Exactly,
so
you don't really need it, right? This is actually the
pretty good.
buffalo chicken sandwich. It has 2 pieces of buttermilk marinated fried chicken thighs that's coated in sriracha. I don't want to eat it because it might be too messy, but okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna try one. So yeah, perfect.
That is good. Good stuff. I don't know what the love
Oh,
sauce
God.
is. You're a soup. I don't know what the love
Nine-
sauce is, but it binds it together really well.
Wow. That's great. Mine, I have what they put on mine is a sriracha buffalo sauce. And these James, just mind you, the patties that they use or the buns that they use are actually made up of potatoes.
Potatoes, yeah.
That's interesting.
I can't believe that's a garage burger.
Me too. I was waiting for them to say where their branch is, but no, they really are.
How do
a
people
garage.
order something like this if it's a garage burger?
Okay, guys, you can actually order through their Facebook, Instagram page, and they even have a link of their Coco Cart available on their Instagram page. And they're open daily from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So, guys, if you want a burger just like this, of great quality, great ingredients, it's locally sourced, and they use fresh vegetables too. You guys can order a burger starts or we'll set you back at 360 pesos. I know that kind of sounds like a lot, but if you see that, the burger that Tito James has held, it was big, right? And you seem to enjoy it.
I really enjoy it. I'm enjoying it still. The beef tastes good. It says good quality beef. I can taste that. It's got bacon. It's got fresh vegetables. It's got potato bun. Yeah, you can't compare it to the fast food burgers, I think, because this is something much, much closer to a restaurant burger in terms of like size. But I think it's still got a better taste because sometimes the restaurant burgers, they don't quite get it. They are
too commercialized, right?
Commercialized, yeah. This one has its own its taste. It's just like when you have an In-N-Out or a Shake Shack or a Five Guys, you're like, that's good. But it's like a business class version of that.
I know, but this is hands down one of the best burgers I've had.
Whole thing.
You ate the whole thing already?
Almost.
Well, that's good. It's good because at least they sent you a cheeseburger and even a peanut butter burger that has a peanut butter sauce. So you might. Hey, someone asked a question. Expensive, but the portion size worth it. Actually, true. Yeah, for sure.
If you like your burgers, and you're just looking for something to fill you up on, on your way to whatever. Then there's plenty of cheaper burgers out there that will do the same or do the job. But this is good. I would pay for this for sure.
100%. So guys, again, if you want to check them out, send them a message. Please support them. Of course, that's really our goal for every Free Plug Friday is for these local businesses to have some sort of eyeballs or etc. and for people to support them. So please check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Love Burgers on Facebook and Instagram. Well, guys, that's actually all that we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Stay safe, guys, and happy weekend. Okay, Tito James, are you still okay there? Enjoying too much.
In the gym, I'm just thinking of all that time.
I know.
The treadmill and the chin-ups and the.
You can now imagine how many hours on a treadmill you have to run just to burn that, but it's worth it. The way that I just saw you eat, never seen you eat a burger like that live with so much enthusiasm. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Peace out. Bye. Whoop, whoop.
Well, that was X with Free Plug Friday. And like she said, if this is something that you'd like to be a part of, just simply pop us a message here on the following and on IG Deaconitis, and X will hook you up. All right. So that works out pretty well for everybody. Just do that. And now, can't seem to get my airdrop working. I'm trying to sort out something and get our guests on board. So if not, we'll just have to wing this. Please welcome our guest for the week from Global Dominion, Mr. Jeric Cornejo. Hi there, Jeric. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good afternoon to all the viewers. Kamusta kayo?
Okay naman, parang gutom because we just finished eating a burger live on this stream, and
I saw it and I'm jealous.
Oh, napaksarap. It's really good. All right, Jeric, thank you for joining us here today. Global Dominion celebrating 20th year. That's a big milestone in this industry. For those who are just joining us who are not really sure what Global Dominion Financing does, would you consider yourself a microfinancing company? helping bridge basically the small business owners to the loans that they need to be able to get to a medium and hopefully even a larger type of business. Is that a fair description of what Global Dominion does?
Yes, we do really help small entrepreneurs.
hmm Okay, well, I'm glad I got that right because I'm your endorser, and if I didn't get that right, that would be a problem. All right. Well, let's first talk about the history of the organization we covered last time. Let's get into the I think your core product, your main product that you really excel in, and what people is most popular to people, your customers, is the Sangla ORCR. How helpful is it, and tell us how it works.
Well, for the entrepreneurs here na nakikinig, is if you need additional funding because you need additional working capital, additional inventory, especially now during holidays, Christmas season is coming up, then Global Dominion is the answer. You just need to surrender your ORCR. We are not taking your car. You can still use it, and we can give you up to 90% of the loan value of the product.
Up to 90%.
Yes.
That's a very generous amount. I understand the last few times I've never done my car, but I have had to put some stuff up before. They normally give you like 50 or 40 or something like that. So 90 is very good. Do you have any other types of loan products aside from the Sangla and the
We
ORCR?
also have what we call the financing product, wherein we can also help or assist borrowers in owning a brand new car, brand new truck, and a second-hand car or pre-owned car and pre-owned trucks at a very affordable rate as well.
Would you mind sharing that rate? What would that rate be, or what would the advantages be going through your microfinancing site?
For the brand new, we're only at the 0.99% per month. Not so bad. As consumer interest rate nowadays, especially on the credit card side, so is at 3%. So we make it affordable for our borrowers.
Who are the type of people who would utilize that versus let's say, a traditional car loan from a bank?
Those who want it fast, you want
Mhm.
the car today or tomorrow, you just send the document, the required documents, and we can process the release of the cars in a day or two. And if you don't have access to funding to banks, then we are the answers as well.
How long is the term for, let's say, a new car?
For the brand new car, we can also give 5-year term.
hmm
Same with banks.
And is it possible to pay it off sooner? I mean, do you incur any
Yes, of
penalty?
course. Yes, of course. But there's an agreement for the a penalty clause for that particular transaction. But but the discounts will be waived as well. But there's a penalty clause on it.
So from what I'm getting, it's an ideal product for people who are really, like you said, in a hurry to get something. Yes, you'll probably incur a penalty, but I guess a situation like that would be is if either you were needing it for, let's say, business, and every day that you wait costs you money, then maybe this is a solution for you because the wait alone, the loss of income alone, could cost you more than the interest that you would pay if you go through a traditional bank. So at least it's providing options for people, and that's what I support. Businesses are not as straightforward as they used to be. Everyone's in a different situation. So it's good to have different options available from traditional to non-traditional, macro to micro financing. How much cash? Do you have a limit? I know you mentioned it's 90% of the vehicle's value, but is there a limit about how much people can borrow?
Currently, we have these rules that a borrower can avail up to 15 million as long as you can have multiple collaterals as well.
Okay, so it's not just the cars anymore that you can use as collateral, right?
Cars, trucks, and soon we can also cater Sangla Titulo or Sangla um, um, uh, real estate.
Real estate titles,
Yeah.
okay. And
Soon.
again, these are ideal for, or I guess the main advantage of these are great for bridging loans. These are great for
Yes.
getting a fast loan. What type of cars can they avail of? Is there any restriction to that? Can they choose a unit they'd like to purchase through financing? Do you have limits on that for the brand
Two
new car?
ways. For example, if you have an identified car or dealership, you just simply contact us and endorse the dealer, and then we will finance the particular car. But if you don't have any particular brand or model in mind, we can also assist you in in the search for what cars do you want. We have a tie-up dealership all over the Philippines. So kahit nasan kayo, basta may gusto kayong kotse, just contact us and we will connect you with our partner dealership.
Okay. And again, Global Dominion's been doing this for 20 years now. So it's not just, I mean, there have been some small companies trying to offer finance and they haven't done as well. But we want to assure people that this is what separates Global Dominion is you're backed by over 20 years in the industry. And these are people, most of your directors that I interviewed before came from the traditional finance sector, right?
Yes.
So
our directors came from a banking industry and also an entrepreneur himself.
yeah. So it gave me the confidence to understand that the executives and the people who are putting this together understand the problems that they're trying to solve for people because they were there at the front lines. I remember asking before, and they were saying that they would see so many loans that would be not pushed through or not approved. And there was a huge sector that was the void in the market that Global Dominion was catering to. So with that, do you have, I mean, I know I'm putting you on the spot, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but just in case you have a success story or some inspirational story of somebody that you've helped through the Global Dominion financing, does anything spring to mind?
We have partner dealership all over the country, and then we are very happy that the number of units that they are selling now is really grows in terms of numbers. Some of them are backyard dealership few years back, but now looking at them at their inventory, 20, 30 cars. So that one alone is a big contribution in terms of their growth. Unfortunately, here in the Philippines, financial inclusion is not really that healthy in this country. So, etong gap na to, ito yung sinusolusyonan ni Global Dominion.
Yes, I can appreciate that. And I'm glad that you addressed it because it's, I mean, we're very transparent on the show and so are you there at Global Dominion. You're very transparent. So we wanted to address that because there are obviously some people that feel, oh, well, the banks offer better rates. Why would I go through a Global Dominion if the rates are so high, etc.? Well, again, it's a different need and a different problem that's being solved. As you clearly mentioned, which is true, financial inclusion is a big problem here still in the Philippines. We have a large unbanked community, people who have great ideas but have they are not qualified to get loans. So there's really very little opportunity for growth. So with that comes a higher risk. You're obviously operating with clients with a higher risk. They don't have the credit rating. They don't have the traditional requirements that the banks would require. Therefore, the rates will be adjusted accordingly. But what's important is you get started. So long as you have a good idea, a sound business plan, and you have a little bit of seed money, you can get ahead. At least now you have options. And that's really what we wanted to show you. Would you have any advice to Filipinos thinking about getting a loan?
Well, getting a loan is part of growth. Meaning if you have a business and you want to grow your business, leverage is one key. Especially if you have a machine, meaning I consider business as a machine. Meaning if you have a well-oiled machine, meaning for how many years it is doing well, you have income, positive bottom line, and you have this opportunity to grow it. But again, lack of capital and lack of financial inclusion here in the Philippines is very, very, very at the early stage. Then we are the solution. We are the kapartner mo sa pag-angat. Sa lahat ng negosyante na may kotse, may truck, may negosyo, at kailangan nyo ng funds, we are here to support you. We are doing this for 20 years now. And I think our success is the proof that majority of our kababayans need financial inclusion and financial support. That's why we are here, always lending an ear to our entrepreneurs. And tara, loan na kayo dito sa Global Dominion, kapartner mo sa pag-angat.
All right. Thank you very much, Jarek. Would you like to leave them with how they can get a hold of you and how they can avail of this?
They can visit our branches or visit our website, www.gdfi.com.ph, and then they can also visit our branches nationwide. Just search for the address in our website, and we will be glad to assist you sa mga kailangan ninyo, and we will make sure that we can process it fast and with very, very affordable rates.
All right. With that, we thank you for your time. Jarek Cornejo, everyone from Global Dominion Financing Incorporated. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
All right. It's now time for Ask Me Anything. Boom. Brought to you by Petron. We got time for a question, maybe even two. We're going to, like I said, do a light version. So we're going to try and do the raffle by 5:30 p.m. So if we have a question, we'll take it. If not, we go straight into the raffle. Malaking tulong si Global Dominion for additional capital. They even have a doctor's loan. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jasmine, for sharing that. What was that question? What can you say about those big riders and expressways that can't wait for their return paying tolls? Seeing it, I don't support that. I think that yes, it must be tough. I understand that the other side of the argument is that it's tough. It's they're exposed to the elements, the sun, the rain, etc., and it would make sense to just let them through. But again, you let one, you let all, right? And when you say that they have it tough, that's true. But they also have it very easy on certain parts of the road. Meaning, when we have traffic, they're able to make seeing it on the side, and they skip all the traffic that four-wheel vehicles have to sit in. So it's a choice that people make. Some people choose to ride on a motorcycle to save time, but also you got to also take in the good with the bad. And that is, well, the bad. You are another vehicle that has to pay a toll, so you shouldn't have to jump the line for anybody else. Jumping the line it's not cool. So that's all I have to say about that. I ride a scooter, and I always line up in the car parks. I don't go on the expressway because it's not 400, but it's the same principle. When you're in the car parks and you're ready to exit, just line up, especially in a car park, because really most times you're covered already. You're undercover. So there's really no reason to make seeing it. And I also, while we're on it, please don't wait under overpasses and stuff like that. That's not cool at all. That become a big issue again. It always becomes an issue during rainy season. But it's another example of, look, when like I said, when it's traffic and you get your way, we don't complain in four-wheel vehicles. We just, that's your choice. That's the advantage of riding a bike. But there are disadvantages. You can't keep just sort of take all the advantages and no disadvantages. There you go. Otherwise, cars would do the same thing. If we were of that mindset, you would say to the car, okay, well, you're covered under rain and the sun, and you've got air conditioning and you're comfortable and all that. But when it's traffic, we just ride on the banqueta. No, that's not how it works. Say, yeah, but it's traffic. I need to get to where I'm going. Yes, but it doesn't. Sorry, that's not how it works. So same thing goes for motorcycles. Okay. Hi. No, do you practice leaving your engine running before turning it off after a long drive, or is it okay to turn it off immediately? I just turn it off straight away. There are no more. This used to be something we were taught when we were kids, or growing up from our family driver or our fathers or uncles and stuff like that. But cars were different then, totally different. The modern technology, it doesn't require that anymore. The idea of it was, well, at least the way I was told was, when you switch your car off, you let it run for a little while after a long drive, then you rev it, whoom, whoom, and then you turn it off. And the idea was so you leave a little fuel, in the chamber, so that when you start it up, it's like, well, that's like leaving a little food in your teeth just in case you get hungry later. No, just they're designed to be able to cope with being restarted. They don't need to do that anymore. You don't also need to warm your car up in the morning. The best way to warm your car up in the morning is you start it up, you get in it, you put it in drive or first gear, whatever, and you just drive at under 2,000 revs for a little while. just for a little while. Just get it up to operating temperature. Don't rev over 3,000. I try to keep it under 2, but just don't go over 3. Just don't rev the engine too hard, and then you'll be fine. But to sit there and let it warm up for like 10 minutes like they used to do before, you don't need to do that. Next. Hope you're doing great. 14K monthly amortization. Which would you choose? I would take the MG5, to be honest. Between the Wigo and the and now that's saying a lot for me because I'm a huge Toyota fan, right? I think that we all are really because it's the number one car in the country, right? Number one brand, and for good reason. But I think when it comes to the Wigo, I believe there are better. The MG is a little better for that because the Wigo is really stripped down. I mean, they have a new one now, which is a 1.2 liter. It looks a lot better than the previous Wigo, but in this case, I think you'll get a little bit more out of the MG. Having said that, you can never go wrong with the Toyota. So if you ever decide to go down that way, you'll be fine. Okay. Somebody said Okabanco or BRV. It's kind of a medyo malayo the comparison because the Okabanco is quite a lot bigger than the BRV. I'm not really a BRV fan. They had issues with the previous batch, and it wasn't handled very well, and it just left a sour taste in my mouth because a lot of owners were coming up to me and asking me for help with that, which I did. I tried to put them through with Honda, and it just was handled poorly. It was a fuel pump issue, and it just kind of put me off the car because the way it was handled, plus the fact it was so frequent. So I would go Okabanco, even though they're not in the same class as far as I'm concerned. Those inch steel thick mattings that cover street construction, sharp edges and covers. Who pays when we get nobody, Lord Jun. That's the answer to that. They're supposed to, but this is part of living here in the Philippines. We have so many of these types of things. It's like I don't even know how to describe it anymore because it's like you're driving through a jungle or a gauntlet. You got to be very aware. I wish it wasn't like that. We don't deserve that, but that's the way it is. So just always keep your eyes open for now because I can't imagine you're going to get a successful case suing the DPWH or whoever else put that steel slab on the ground. But I know exactly what you're talking about. And that can be really, really a problem, especially for bikes. Bikes sometimes just slide right off that, right? Because there's no traction on it and they're coming from cement. They hit that thing and it's a little bit damp. Yeah. Any update in LTO no coding hybrid car list? They've said how many times that it's hybrids included, but then they keep backtracking. So no, I don't have any update, and I've lost my contact at the LTO, who was the Chief Tugades. So since he left, I haven't gotten any more contacts. That's dried up, so I can't really get I have some, but not directly. They're more into the licensing side, or they don't necessarily handle that. Thoughts on increasing number of motorbikes or road? This is a very tricky question because it's easy to say, I disagree with it, right? Because for my own personal preference, I find them annoying or something like that. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying that this is normally an easy question to answer for a lot of people because they would come from their personal point of view and that's their perspective and they have a point, right? I mean, we see the problem that a lot of motorbikes are having on the road. But having said that, how else are people going to get around? So we can't really blame the motorcycle owner for that. We can't really get upset that people want to ride a motorcycle and it's clogging our roads when our roads are just not good enough. This is an infrastructure problem. This is a public transportation problem. This is not the problem of the person who buys a motorcycle, even though they are the ones who are most visible. They are the representation of the problem, but they are not the problem. Having said that, there are many kamote riders that really make it hard for that community. And that I agree with too. It's really bad. But you're asking about motorcycles on the road. how do I feel about the thoughts of increasing number? I have to be very fair about it. I cannot use my own personal emotions and feelings about it, because you have got this, you got to look at it like, what else does that person do? What else? It's not his fault or her fault that they have to wait 4 hours or 5 hours to go home on a bus that may or may not, arrive, or it's full, or it's really, they're basically buying their way out of the problem in the cheapest form possible, which is a motorcycle. How can you hate on that? Even though, yes, it does affect us, even though it is inconvenient for us, people who are in cars and stuff like that. But again, that's a very elitist way of looking at it, because not everybody can afford a car, and you can't deny them based on that. You can't deny their right to mobility and freedom based on the fact that, oh, you should have a car because that's just a lot better for me. No. And then there's the argument. Again, I'm very aware that there's a problem with discipline. I'm not trying to conceal that. There's a huge problem with discipline, and there's a huge problem with anarchy on the roads. But again, we gotta be objective about the problem. It's when they say, all right, so no more motorcycles. So what are you saying? Is it cars? Because aside from the cost of cars, if you can't fit motorcycles on the road, how are you going to fit more cars on the road? The motorcycle, you can fit like 4 for the same footprint as a car, right? So yeah, that's another issue there. It's like when they would say no lane splitting. I know that a lot of cars get annoyed with the lane splitting, but if you were to say no, it's one, you have to act like a car. Could you imagine those millions of motorcycles all acting like a car? Can you imagine what the traffic would look like? It's just being impractical. I mean, it's just silly. It's like, yes, I understand it's annoying for lane splitting, and I understand it can be dangerous too. And at certain speed, I definitely think that there should be no lane splitting. Certain speed, maybe above 40, we should no longer have lane splitting, or 30 or something like that. But we should allow it in the traffic, because there's just no other way. We got to be practical about it. So there. These guys annoy the living out of me, because it's so blatant again. I've seen these guys on EDSA. I've seen these guys not just on EDSA, they're on EDSA going the opposite way, especially around the Taft Avenue, in between Taft and Magallanes, that area there. Oh my goodness. You see it all the time, counterflowing e-bikes on EDSA. I even had an incident not the other day around that area where I was coming, forget the name of the street, I should remember, but I was turning right, and it is, you're allowed to turn right on red, but I had to go around. So, there was what am I doing? Anyway, there was an e-bike coming down the opposite side of the road, counterflowing. So I had to go around. So I'm going to turn right. It's on my lane, oncoming. I'm the one who has to adjust so that I can turn and go around him. And I got busted by the MMDA guy over there, who said that I turned from the wrong lane. I turned from the wrong lane, officer, because you had a counterflowing e-bike on my lane. It was either that or just run straight over him. Which one did you want me to do? But they're blind to this. And when you're blind to this, but you've got such sharp eyes for everybody else, this creates a level of a two-tiered justice system on the streets. And that leads to anarchy. So I don't have any sympathy and patience for these guys at all, because they're dangerous. They slow traffic down. They skirt the rules. And why should they be given special treatment? I don't think they should be allowed. By all means, go onto secondary roads or in villages and stuff like that, for sure, but not main streets, public roads. I haven't driven it, but I like the design, to be honest. Kelly, the Geely M Grand is actually decent looking. I like the Geely designs, put it that way. I just don't know if it's going to be a long-term good choice for a sedan. Time will only tell, but they have a little bit of they got some good things on their side, meaning Volvo, their collaboration with Volvo, or they own Volvo, so they have that technology. That's really good. And so yeah, can't really say for sure because I haven't tried it. So that's the best I can offer you. All right, let's leave it at that. Let's now do everybody's favorite time. It is raffle time. Let's go, Doug. All right, so Tito Clock is brought to you by Global Dominion, Petron, Ogawa, Malayan Insurance, Skinaway, and Culture Salon. And Rocket. It's brought to you by Rocket's Hairdresser. You ready for your close-up, Rocket? All right, Rocket, here we go. Oh, what happened? You don't want? You're full? He's full. All right, press the button. I believe you're full. Rina Loveles. Woohoo! Congratulations, Rina. Congratulations. Say congrats. All right, everybody. Rocket congratulates our winner, and thanks all of you for hanging out with us for the last 42 minutes. Like I said, we're going to make it a light version. If we continue any longer, it's going to be a regular version, so we may as well say goodbye now. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk a while.